all doing well. I have had such a busy, productive morning this morning, but looking for a little bit more restful energy for the rest of the day. I have been quite busy doing a couple projects in our yard and also working with mama clients. So the last time we chatted, I was going on a little date night with my hubby, and then after we did that, we had a weekend of celebration for our family. It is a very celebratory weekend, so we did lots of festivities, wonderful things, and then we on Sunday had a day of rest, which was lovely. We haven't done that in a while. We took a lot of our rugs out, our wool rugs, and did a little shaky, just tidy things up, got things feeling really fresh in our home. And then I worked on a bunch of projects, so that felt really good. And then also on Monday, which was yesterday, so this is Tuesday, Monday I worked with a postpartum mama that I've been with for both of her babies, so I was able to do some meal prep and just spend some time there. But it was a day of an event, or big events, because we had an earthquake. We had a 6-point-something earthquake, and it was pretty intense. I was in my car actually, so I just parked and my phone was like in that transition of car turning off and then the phone like hooking back up. I don't know why, but when I turn off my car, like my phone has a hard time like shutting off the Wi-Fi off the car, I think it is, and then it goes on to like normal data Wi-Fi. I don't know what it's doing, but I didn't get the alert for the earthquake, so I didn't know what was happening. I just thought my car felt like I was on like the Indiana Jones ride at Disneyland, and it was shaking and moving, and I was like bouncing, like I was on it felt like I was on a boat or something, and I thought my car was like falling apart. But definitely like the Indiana Jones ride, like it felt like it was stalling and just doing this like weird movement. So anyways, that freaked me out, but I was like in denial. I kept thinking like something was wrong with my car, and then I thought all the cars around me, something was wrong with them, because they were all doing this. Where I was parked, I don't know what that ground is like, but it felt very mushy in the moment, so everything was kind of doing this. And then I looked at the signs, and the signs were all doing this. Anyways, that was interesting. One for the day. I wanted to focus on some fun projects. So I have a bunch of yarrow that needs to be like harvested, and I was thinking of taking it and showing you a couple things that you can do with yarrow. One is doing a yarrow like blend where you can actually make the yarrow tea and dye your belly binds. So I thought we could do a belly bind dye moment. We did it the past 2 spring. I also want to give you a little garden update in a few minutes, show you around what I'm thinking. I'm going to head off to Home Depot today and do a Home Depot run. I have to go grab a couple pots because we made a little oopsie, and I'll show you back here if you can see the comfrey back here. A little oopsie. Got so in the heat of the moment at the farmer's market, totally blanked on, oh yeah, on Saturday we went to the farmer's market, that too. And I planted them later in the afternoon after we had that fun brunch that we had with our friends. So this situation needs to be fixed because we planted on top of plants, on top of seeds, and that's a no-go. I forgot I actually put something in this side of the planter box. I was thinking I only did the other ones. I don't know what happened, so I rewatched a video I filmed, and I was like, wait, I planted something there already. There's sweet peas there, so the sweet peas are gonna get really upset, so we gotta get this out. It's been there for a couple days, so blah blah blah, you know, little novice mistakes. So I was thinking about going to Home Depot, grabbing a couple pots to replant these babies, and then also I was thinking about looking at our front door and see if it needs a little spruce. I think it does. We have a snake plant up there, and I'll show you, but I think the snake plant needs to be moved to a different part of that area. I know it loves that area, so I'm not going to change its life and ruin what it likes, but I do want to just see if we can update that and make it a little more cottagey and a little less like, I feel like our home has like the cottage vibe, and it's leaning towards bohemian, and I want that bohemian plant to be like moved for a little bit. So we're going to work on that, and also I think along the way I'll be able to show you a couple new things that we're updating our home. Hopefully it comes in the mail. I ordered a beautiful print, our first piece of art. It's a print of a piece of art, but it's our first piece we've ever had in our home, so I'm really excited to like pull that out once it arrives and frame it finally. So it's been something that's been on my list for a long time of wanting for our family, so finally got it. It's so sentimental, it's so special, like it says so much. So anyways, I cannot wait to spend the day with you, and let's get to it. So here's our yarrow. I am just really excited how big it's getting. We're gonna have to plant it into the ground soon. There are little buds coming up, if you can see those here. there's going to be a lot more that's blooming. It just loves the season. So I was thinking we could cut this. We can also use the leaves, which is really exciting because the leaves will give it color too, but it will be like a mustardy yellow. Hopefully this is just trial and error, so we'll see what it turns out to be. But normally I use this for my postpartum clients, but I thought today we could use it for dyeing the belly binds, and what is better than using herbs to dye belly binds? So we're going to use all of this, cut it back a little bit, let it grow a little more this spring, and get busy with the yarrow. Here's some updates about the sunflower seeds. They are growing. So obviously that little sunflower seed pack wasn't as old as I thought it was. The seeds are fresh. They're growing really, really fast. Sunflowers seem to do really good for me. So hopefully they'll be happy in these little pots. They're not the biggest pots, but I might move these over too. We'll see. And then this one over here isn't doing as much, but you know, we'll see. And then this is the little oopsie. Oh boy. You know, you live and learn. Here is the comfrey I bought. It's gorgeous, but unfortunately it's growing on the sweet peas, and sweet peas were put over in this corner so that they could grow up the vine. So we need to get that out of there ASAP. I don't want it to ruin the seeds that are underneath. They are gorgeous, and I used them in a lot of really pretty tinctures last year. I should know what they are, but I'm blanking, but I think they're Johnny Ups, right? And then this is the calendula, which is going to blossom and be gorgeous, but again, it's got to get out of here. I know it loves the space, and I meant for it to be in the space, but you know what? I got excited and planted some sweet peas. So we're going to get a beautiful pot for these pieces, maybe one pot for that one, and then one for that one and one for that. So probably 3 big pots. So we'll handle that in a bit. This is all the wildflowers. Nothing has bloomed yet on this pink rice. I think it's called pink rice plant. So it's growing. It's already looking really good. And there's some new blooms down here too. So hopefully it just keeps growing and growing and getting taller and taller. Let me show you what we're planning on doing for the front yard. But on our way there, let me show you these seedlings. Our wildflowers are about to grow, which is so exciting because again, you never know how these seed packets are going to do. But there's just a few that are interesting. They look a little different than the others. Obviously, it's a big variety pack, so we'll see how it does. But I'm really excited to see how tall it gets, because the reality is that these are going to be a big part of the garden party that we're having. So excited about that. And then over here, this area always does really well. This is where my rosemary normally is. Oh my goodness, there's so many little sprouts. So those all look really happy. I'm really excited for them to be a part of the family and just join the garden, and hopefully they get really big and tall. Is this deep enough? We don't know. We'll find out soon. But yeah, that's a lot in one small little area, so I kind of feel bad about that, but we'll see what survives, what grows. They're going to be beautiful together regardless. So this is the front door. I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you. It's not looking cute. I mean, there is some basics. There's a little wet wipe. I have to throw that away. And then sandals, but the front door is looking cute. We did the florals inside. Loving the space so far there, but I think this just doesn't match our vibe. This is more like deserty, and I feel like that's not, we want to do more like cottagey. So I think I'm going to get a couple plants. I might do some like just really pretty flowers here and not worry about them if they die and they're just, you know, just for the season, because I think it'll look really pretty. So I think I'm going to do that. But yeah, we have some things to work with, but let's get to Home Depot and see what we see. And then we have to get to that yarrow, because that's going to take a little bit. So. I am gonna pop my hat on real quick because it's very cloudy, but I get cold out there. It is chilly. I have my basket. I'm gonna go harvest some yarrow. I keep saying it's calendula, but we do need to plant the calendula. I need to harvest the yarrow. So I'm gonna get a bunch in here, a bunch of leaves and the actual flowers, and then I'm gonna boil that on the stove. Bring it up to a boil, then turn it down and let it just soak, and then hopefully the color will come out, and we'll have that to dye our belly bind. I'm gonna take the belly bind also and vinegar it. So what I like to do is put a half of a cup of vinegar, white distilled vinegar, and let the belly bind sit in that, and that's kind of like it helps like get the dye to connect. I know there's all the special terms to this. I think it's like it molds it to it or something like that, but basically it allows the bind to connect to the dye and hold it a little longer. Of course, my belly binds only last a few washes for the dyes. I've never seen the dyes just stay forever. Actually, I had one, the cranberry one, stayed forever, but this is how I do it. I don't use any extra synthetics, or I guess it would just be like natural chemicals. I just use vinegar. So it works for me. I love it, and I'm just doing it for fun. So if you want to dye your belly bind for a couple postpartum journeys and you're not looking to wash your belly bind a ton, this is for you. This DIY is so simple. I'm going to put all the information, of course, below how you can do it yourself. But I got my basket, so let's go harvest all of the beautiful yarrow, and then I made some tea, so I'm going to have some tea in a bit, sip on that while we work on this, and then get to the gardening. Grab your pot, fill it up with water. And you need lots of water in this pot, but enough that you don't want to overflow once you submerge your belly bind, which will be way later. Might be days later, whatever it takes. But I think probably overnight I'll let it steep for a couple hours, and then overnight I'll let it actually sit in the herbal mix, and then I will show you all what it looks like once I'm doing the other steps, which is just hang drying it. But I'll show you later what that looks like. But right now, fill up your pot to maybe like leave a fourth of room, and then I'm going to put all of my flowers in here and bring it to boil. Okay, so take all of these beautiful flowers, I'm gonna pop them right into the water. It's okay if it gets a little dirty, a little murky in there. We're going for that like mustardy yellow color, or like a butter yellow. We'll see what it turns out to be. art that I ordered hasn't come in the mail yet, so I'm waiting for it to be delivered because I think that would be really cool to finally put it up. It's like the last piece, I feel like, of my like summer projects. Obviously, bonus would be like if I got that second trellis, if I did like the crawling, climbing roses all over it. Those are just like extra bonuses. I didn't expect it to do that this spring, maybe next year. But this piece is something that I think would be so special. I'm thinking about putting it up here. It is by our TV, which is, I don't really like beautiful pieces of art by a TV, but I do want it to be seen, and I could do it in our hallway, which has this beautiful white wall, and we have a skylight, so the skylight might let light in. It kind of almost like glows on the picture, but I think we're going to put it here. We'll see. I might just kind of play around and see what's best. Again, I thought it would be delivered today, so maybe I'll do that tomorrow or Thursday, but tomorrow I work with a mama client for a few hours, so I will be busy with that. Oh, let me stop the black beans really quick. I ended up soaking some black beans overnight. I like to do that and then have a nice thing of black beans for the week. Just simple black beans, sea salt, and then I can put them in salads or whatever, or tacos, or smash and make like refried beans. So those are going right now, but they were bubbling over. And then our Yarrow dye is doing great. I really love so far what it's looking like. It's basically beige, but you know what, it's gonna smell lovely, and it does. Our whole home smells like Yarrow, so not mad about that. It's kind of like a little experiment that's gone right, not wrong. And I wanted to play with it anyways because I've had big dreams of using Yarrow, and I've seen what it can do for like yarn, but I think I would need a ton of flowers, and I was a little naive, but you know, I think more hopeful than anything. So anyways, thinking about putting the art here, and I'll show you what this looks like. But basically I got a frame myself because they were charging to have it framed like an additional $150, and I was like, I can get the same frame, and I did. It's like exactly the same frame. So I got one on Amazon, so I'm thinking about putting it up here. We'll see. But again, it's like competing with the TV. Oh, these beans. We'll see. We don't know what we want to do yet, but I kind of want to play with it and see the options out there. So anyways, my husband's having a jam sesh, so I'm going to cut it here, and I'm going to pick up our chat tomorrow because that's when the Yarrow will be done, and I'll take you along on the journey with me of getting the belly bind drying, and it might be a few day process, but we'll see. And also, again, I'm going to go see my mom and client, so I will take you along with me as I go through the day. So, all right, I'll see you soon. Good morning. I am about to go see my mama client and support her for the day, and then I'm gonna go grocery shopping. And supposedly, it's Friday now, so it's been a week, but supposedly my piece of art comes in the mail. So I'm so excited to put that up on the wall, and hopefully the delivery person puts it somewhere safe because it is raining today. It just stopped for a little bit, but hopefully, if not, the rain isn't here when it's being delivered, but I'm going to be out and about. I want to share with you the belly bind. I let it dry overnight, which is so exciting. I gave it a good, so it was pretty, as you saw in the video, it was pretty wet, so I let it sit outside. And always, if you're using plant dyes without like a chemical to like mold the dye on, I know there's a word for that, I would suggest always putting it in the shade, regardless, but in the shade. It needs to dry in the shade, so don't put it in the sun because the sun will really take out the color. But I can't tell if you can see on the camera what the color, if it's like coming through. It's more of a light, I would say butter. It's like a light beige butter. It's not a yellow butter, but I'm not mad about it. Again, we need more Yarrow to get the color we want. I'm not upset about it. I think it's really sweet that it comes from you know, plants, and I can use it for many years to come. So I love that piece where it's like something that I made and I know that I'll love it for years to come. But I do want to try green. I'm still aiming for that like chartreusey yellowy green. So I'm hoping to find that I can create that color from plants. But anyways, I'm going to do a little more research. I'll put the information below if you're more interested in like the benefits of yarrow. But I'm going to go run to take care of my mama client. But really quickly, let's do a fun belly bind tutorial. Do it like speedy and quick because I already have a video of how to belly bind and you can check that out. I'll put that down in the description below. So once every season, I make an additional belly bind for my mama clients, and I'm so excited to say that you can purchase this Yarrow tea belly bind. I made an extra, so that is now on my Etsy, so you can go over there and check it out. It's going to be the same photo as my other binds, but it's going to say Yarrow tea belly bind, and whoever gets it, you're the first to get it, so I hope you enjoy. I just got home working with my client today, and it was so lovely to do a belly bind and a foot bath and make her some yummy food and just hold space there and just be there for her, just to chat. And the whole family, grandma, dad, toddler too, just really nice to connect with them all and be there during this beautiful time in their lives. But I finished the belly bind. I actually got the stamp out and did the stamp, and it looks so adorable. I'll have to take some photos and blog it for sure because it's just such a beautiful piece. I can't wait to belly bind all my binds like this in the future. And that Yarrow tea mix really made it that buttery, beautiful color. I tried to find like similar color, but this is much more buttery. So I would say like a buttery cream, like a buttercream. Yeah, buttercream. That is like the perfect way to explain this color. But yeah, I'm going to now take the dogs out, work out, take a shower, and edit this video. But I'm so happy that we were able to hang out, and I kept saying like, we're gonna frame that photo today, but that beautiful piece of art just didn't come today. It keeps saying it's delayed, so now it's delayed another week and it's stuck in a different state. So I'm just waiting, trying to be patient, but I'm so excited to put it up on this wall. And then did I mention we did find a rug company to change all of our rugs up, so I can't wait to share that with you all. And I bought some carrot cake ingredients, so I'm going to try to make a carrot cake pistachio muffin situation for postpartum. I think that would be a really great way to sneak some veggies in but still have it cooked down with like cardamom and ginger and cinnamon. But we shall see. I'm going to experiment with recipes and just get back in the flow of creating beautiful things. Like I really miss making recipes for you all, so I'm gonna do that and work on a couple recipes for like topical creams and salves. And so just have a lot of stuff brewing in here, but now I actually have a little bit more time to do it all. Being in a season waiting for my next client to give birth, it's really lovely to now lean into all of these beautiful to-dos that I can't wait to get going. So anyways, I'm so happy that we had this time together. Thanks for being patient with me. It's been a full week of just running around doing different things, and it was so fun to do the patio space, like our front door space. That is so beautiful. I want to sit out there more and more, and I'll keep you posted as it all blooms. I'm pretty sure those Mexican marigolds I will have to actually, I read online, and then repot it or like put it into the earth because it's going to definitely expand and get bigger, but for the time being, I'm really happy about it. And yeah, so many beautiful things ahead. I hope that you're all doing well, and I'll talk to you soon.